Hi there, welcome back to Being Your Ray. Before starting all of this, I just want to give you small sneak peek into why I wanted to make a video on this thing because normally I would not comment on something like this, but I feel it is too prevalent in our time, so I have to do it and I feel compelled to do so. So yeah, anyway, the other day, I was just looking up about Deepak Chopra because I really wanted to understand where he's coming from, all the things that he has created, all the gifts that he has given to the humanity. Because I knew about it, but I hadn't really checked his work thoroughly. So I was just going through all of that. And of course, I came across a lot of negativity around his content. There were positive ones as well, but specifically people who did not get a clear idea of what he did were yeah, they were very polarizing views. Let's just put it that way. And it really made no sense to me because I knew 100% what that person is trying to portray is from his own experiences. And I can understand because it aligns with everything that I have read. Like, I read a lot of spiritual texts, and there was nothing that he said which was stupid or did not make sense or anything like that. But people nowadays are so quick to judge others, and something that they haven't, unless they haven't been through something as profound as Deepak Chopra or any spiritual teacher that you take up, they will always have this limit in their head. And while I was reading Deepak Chopra's book Abundance, he mentions this very beautiful thing about yoga, that it is the union of both the material world and the spiritual world. Today what is happening is people are either working only through their physical or material world or the spiritual one, but no one is bringing it together. When you bring both of them together and combine it and live that way, tab jaake you will see what real success is, how good success feels, right? But we are so used to living only materially and not exposing ourselves to higher wisdom, that we feel anyone who is trying to do that is just a sham, is just some person trying to rob people, or they don't know science or something on the other lines. And yeah, all of those very, very shitty remarks. So yeah, it is very sad to see all of that happening, but that's also just human nature. You cannot change everyone and expect a higher level of understanding from them. So, when it comes to the topic of dealing with toxicity, I feel like people who are conscious, who have reached a level of consciousness in their life, will never do that. And those are the kind of people you would know when you interact with them. Like, they exude happiness, they exude love, joy. They are not egoistic in any way, they are not putting out harsh remarks. They are very, calm and collected and peaceful. Those are the kind of qualities that are attached to those people. And the more they progress in their consciousness journey, you will only see those qualities showing up more and more in what they do. So, yeah, whenever I see someone who is living mainly from their physical mind, from their ego, who is very low on the consciousness wala scale, and I know I've mentioned this before as well, I can instantly find that and be like, okay, no, maybe they haven't worked on their consciousness at all. And that is something they need to work on themselves. This person cannot pull me down, or their opinions don't affect me because we're not on the same level of consciousness. And yeah, if they were conscious enough, they wouldn't be speaking these things or talking this way. So, yeah, conscious people give really advice that is useful for you in the way that it can change you. It never comes from a place of ego and jealousy and greed. You'll see a lot of these things happening in others. And I feel, okay, so the way I measure intellectuality is through consciousness. Merely, it is not important how many degrees you've gotten and what universities you've gone to. That has got nothing to do with intelligence. It will show in your the way you act, the way you live, the way you conduct yourself, the way you interact with people on a regular basis, the kind of work you do. उससे मुझे समझ में आ जाएगा कि how intelligent this person is. And a lot of people who think they are intellectual are functioning from their ego and like put shade on others, saying that I know this and that, and this person is, yeah, just calling out names for people who are just trying to do their work. Just because you haven't experienced it or you haven't studied it or you are not conscious enough does not mean you are intellectual in that sense, and you're smarter than anyone. So yeah, I can now look at it from a place of they're not conscious now, but there's work that needs to be done on their part. That does not mean I need to feel low just because of the thoughts they come up with. And this is specifically for people who feel bad because they are surrounded by such kind of toxicity. You just need to remind yourself that you have done the work, or at least you are trying to do the work. At least you are trying to become more conscious of your actions, of your thoughts, of what you want from life, of how beautifully you want to lead. But then someone comes up and says shit about you, and you start to feel like, okay, maybe there's something that I'm not doing right. But before you get affected by what they're trying to say, just try and understand what consciousness level is this person coming from. Have they even gotten to the core of themselves and discovered what you have? If they haven't done that, अगर वो खुद ही उतने प्रोग्रेसिव नहीं है जितने तुम हो, then how dare you affect let their opinions affect you? So yeah, at least you're trying. At least you know that you have made mistakes in the past and you weren't functioning from a place of awareness, but you are going towards it and you're trying. So don't you ever let such toxicity get to you. And it will happen. This is also for my future self whenever it happens to me, because I know since spirituality is a very deeply, I say, rooted topic for me, and genuinely have so much of, what do you call, like, this thing has changed my life. I know it is a very huge part of my life. So it won't be the same for others, nor like most people are not as inclined towards it. And of course, I'm going to get some flack around it, some or more. I don't know. I don't care. But whenever that happens, I know a conscious person and how they would react. And I am always inspired from people who are higher in my journey, or at least closer to me, or are trying to understand this whole process. And I will always respect them and listen to them, to whatever they have to say, and take it seriously. But I'm not going to listen to a person who's not conscious themselves and haven't taken the pain to work on themselves and have the audacity to talk shit. So, yeah. Anyway, maybe somewhere down the line, I'll have enough what do you call, spiritual qualities of forgiveness and things like that. And it won't, like, I would be able to go ahead and be like, bless you and things like that. But at this point, I'm not. I'm still in the journey. So I feel very strongly about these people, and I don't know why they keep spreading all these negative stuff. Like, of course, there's a way to constructive criticism ke liye bhi, there's a way you talk to someone and put your point across. I'm just talking about people who are plain toxic. Like, there is nothing good coming out of it. They are just trying to pull you down. Why? Why do you want to do that? So, yeah, unless that's not the case, I'm always open to feedback. I'm always open to people helping me understand where I'm going wrong. And yeah, I have those people in my life. I would never want to, क्या बोलते हैं, be in a space where I feel I'm the only one and I know everything. No, that's not the case. And God has always humbled me with lessons and brought me people in life who have got me out of a dire situation. So I genuinely understand how important it is to listen and have the right set of opinions. What I'm talking about here is plain toxicity, and that is not something I can stand. And now, because it has become easy because of the internet and everything, of course, we know that even in real life, not everyone is going to be happy with what you say and what you do, because maybe they didn't get that life, or maybe they haven't started their journey of consciousness or spirituality to understand the deep meaning of how life actually works and what are the laws that go behind it. And there's a lot to learn for them, and I can only empathize with it, but I cannot justify the behaviors that they put up with. And I just hope that they get to learn that in this lifetime itself. But yeah, this is just for people like me who might have to face the brunt of it and are sensitive in nature and feel like, am I doing something wrong? Why is there so much hate all around? I just want you to know that it's their part to work on, all right? It's not yours. Anyone who is happy, secure, and fulfilled with themselves will never feel the need to put shade on your life, because they have done the work on themselves. And yeah, they are up there. It's only the people who are either angry, jealous, greedy, unfulfilled with their own desires who will feel the need to do these things. So, yeah, for them, I just feel like you need to demand better things from yourself. Like, do better, do better. That's all. And yeah, I think that's it from me. I just had so much of, I don't know, dissatisfaction for a creator I love, and seeing the amount of hate he was getting for no reason. And I just felt like this is not, no, nope, he shouldn't have to deal with it. Like, I know he doesn't care about it. Like, he's so set in his ways, and no matter how much people don't understand it, he has stuck to his principles, and it has paid him off. It will pay him off in the future as well. All I see is him spreading love and light, and I fully believe in whatever he has to offer. So, yeah, I just wanted to put this point across. And as I said, serve as a reminder for whenever I face it myself and gain the strength to not be affected by people who need to work on themselves first. So, yeah, there's that. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.